Good morning, students. Hope you are keeping fine at home. Shall we discuss something about the Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori? Yes, today we are going to discuss. Open your history book. The other day we were discussing about the about Muhammad of Ghazni. Muhammad of Ghazni. Okay, so you might have gone through, and some of you have commented and answered my questions also. So I'm happy. So we'll go a little one step further. Today we will discuss about Muhammad Ghori. Today we'll discuss about Muhammad Ghori. Mahmud Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. Remember that. Okay. So Ghor was a small kingdom in the mountainous region of Afghanistan. In my introduction to this lesson, I have told about these two places, Ghazni and Ghor. Ghor kingdom and Ghazni kingdom. Ghor dynasty and Ghazni dynasty. So Ghor was a small kingdom in the mountainous region of Afghanistan. Mahmud of Ghazni had defeated the ruler of Ghor. Mahmud of Ghazni had defeated Ghor and made him his vassal. Vassal means the capital, a type of capital, yes. After the death of Mahmud Ghazni, the Ghaznavid Empire lost its power, got fragmented, lost its powers. The successors were not efficient, and so it was succeeded by Ghor ruler. Who is that? The Muziuddin Muhammad. Muziuddin Muhammad succeeded the empire, Ghazni Empire. He not only made Ghor independent, but also conquered the Ghaznavid territories. So Ghor dynasty was disfigured and then taken over by Ghazni. Again, now Muziuddin, he succeeded. When he succeeded, that time the kingdom of Ghazni was weak and disintegrated. And so he took the opportunity and not only defeated but made the independent, and all the territory around he conquered. Muziuddin Muhammad was popularly known as Muhammad Ghori. Muziuddin, other name of Muziuddin was Muhammad Ghori. He was an ambitious ruler. He was very ambitious that he would extend his empire, make very great empire and win over many kings and kingdoms. That was his wish. So he was very ambitious. Historians are of the opinion that it was Muhammad Ghori, who actually was the founder of the Turkish Empire in India. He was the actual founder of Turkish Empire in India was Muhammad Ghori. Though he was preceded by Muhammad bin Qasim. Preceded by Muhammad bin Qasim and Muhammad of Ghazni. So these were predecessors. What is this predecessor and successor? Predecessor means one who comes before, and successor means one who comes after that particular person. Okay, so who were the predecessors of Muhammad Ghori? Muhammad bin Qasim and Muhammad Ghazni were the predecessors of the Muhammad Ghori. So Ghori wanted to expand his empire and acquire more power by conquering other territories. He was interested in invading India because of its enormous wealth. How did he come to know? Because of Muhammad Ghazni, who had what called plundered India. It is said 17 times, but I would say more than 17 times. Okay, so he plundered India only to take the wealth he came. But Muhammad Ghori came to extend his empire in India too. So his ambition was to expand his power to India, not only loot but also expand his kingdom. So he was also aware of the fact that India was politically and militarily weak. Militarily, it was weak. So all these rulers were not efficient, not so powerful. Hence, he diverted all his attention and power in conquering India. It is believed that he led several invasions against India and was successful in most of them. Now, so here are number of invasions. In 1175 he captured Multan. In 1178, one after the other, he invaded Gujarat but was defeated and had to go back. By 1186 he had captured Peshawar and Punjab, today's Pakistan and Punjab area. He conquered Punjab as he understood that it will be easier to conquer India if he had a base in Punjab. So he made Punjab as a base for his expeditions, for his expedition. So expedition means he is going to attack India one after the other, and his camp was based on Punjab. In Punjab, not on Punjab, in Punjab. The first battle of Terrain. In 1191, with the aim to conquer the whole of India, those days, whole of India means northern India, Muhammad Ghori marched towards Delhi. It was at Terrain that he fought against the Rajput king of Delhi and Ajmer. Where is Ajmer? Where is Delhi? All these were the two powerful kingdoms, Ajmer and Delhi. Okay. Prithviraj Chauhan, Ajmer, Prithviraj Chauhan was the king of Ajmer. He received a crushing defeat at the hands of Prithviraj Chauhan and was forced to recede. Recede means go back. Recede. Get back. The Rajput king did not attempt to expel the Ghorids from Punjab. They chased him, forced him to go back from where he had come. And it was India itself. It's part of North Frontier India, at present Pakistan and Punjab area. And so they did not chase him from there. They did not attempt to chase him. And so remaining in there, he started making the strategy how to defeat Indian kings, the Hindu kings. And so the Ghors from Punjab, as he did not view Ghor to be a threat to his empire, thought, oh, I defeated and again I will defeat, he thought. But Ghori soon started regrouping his forces for the second attack. So he did not stop thinking. He started reorganizing, regrouping, making the new strategy for war. So in second battle of Terrain, so there was another second battle here. So 1992, that means 1192, Ghori invaded India once again. This time he was better equipped, as he had the support of 1,20,000 soldiers by enlisting the help of Turks, Afghan and Persian. So Turks, Afghans and Persians, all together they fought. In this battle, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated and killed. Very sad. And his territory of Delhi and Ajmer, his territory it was, were captured by Muhammad Ghori. Whole such a in the northwest frontier, western part, whole the empire was taken by. Okay. Raja Jaichand Rathore of Kannauj was the next target of Ghori. Though Jaichand had helped Ghori in defeating Prithviraj Chauhan by revealing his plans. See that how this stupid fellow Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated with the help of the Raja Jaichand. See, Raja Jaichand never thought that he is the invaders, foreigners. He is helping this one, what called Ghori. See that. Oh my goodness, very, very bad, So, revealing the plans, Ghori defeated him in 94, that is 1194, and left Kutubuddin Aibak as his viceroy in Kannauj. So, Kutubuddin Aibak was left viceroy, and Muhammad Ghori went back to Punjab. Okay, so who was looking after the whole kingdom of Delhi and Ajmer? Who? Kutubuddin Aibak. He was the viceroy, or he was the vice president. Okay, viceroy here equal to vice president. So he was the under Kannauj, and then he went back. So after that, what happens? Reason why the Turks succeeded India. These are the few things. What was that? Number one, caste system and prejudices prevented Indians from coming together in unity. Oh, high caste, low caste, he is Hindu, he is Muslim, the religious, all those things were the reason. Till today we are suffering from all this the caste system, religious indifferences. Second one is, significantly, India was not as advanced at this time. Hence, no improvement in the military tactics. Old Purana Tarika, old ways of fighting war, whereas these people were more equipped with weapons. They had the guns and all that. And here they were having the bows and arrows and spears. And what was there? Elephant, slowly going. War tactics is very, very bad. Warfare. The warfare techniques was very, very poor. Number three, the existing feudal system in India had been another cause for the Turks to secure easy access to India. So all this empire was divided given to the feudal lords, and they had the regional powerful person were the feudal lords, and so they were sometimes happy with the emperor and sometimes not happy. So they were the loopholes for the invaders. The kingdoms had become smaller and kings had become weaker and smaller. So that's how, because they were all disintegrated. It was not centralized. The rule of the whole empire was not ruled by the empire. It was given into the hands of a small area, provinces, to the feudal lords. Okay, those who were supporting kings in lieu of the service, they were getting the land. And that's it. And so they were becoming more powerful, and emperor was becoming poor and weaker. You see, the condition of India, very, very bad. See the ancient time, what happened. Today, what is happening. So it is your generation should make India more powerful, self-sufficient, no need to depend upon China and other countries, of powerful countries. See, this dependency makes people poor. Once you and enemies know your weakness, they are able to overpower. That is what happening. It was happening earlier, from the beginning, ancient times till today. Okay. So think over this and read this lesson. Bye. Stay safe.